Hey everybody, welcome to this is my sacred space. So you probably can see the back of my light. This is my table where I do my reads. This is where I rest my head. I don't really put my bed on. Y'all need to see where I sleep. But this is like my little sacred space. I'm welcoming you guys in today. I don't usually feel myself in my space like that. I'll put up like a little white screen divider or something. But today, I feel this message is only going to reach those that are like-minded spirits. Yeah, people that's light workers. Now, my channel hosts light workers. However, everybody's at different levels on their journey. So I may have light workers here who are clueless as to where they are on the journey, what they're supposed to be doing on their journey. And then there are some who are very aware but need a little direction, guidance, So, and we all could use some direction and some guidance, in all honesty. So today, this session is a channeled message for a light worker. About how you're meant to use your light, pretty much. Because sometimes you just feel called. Like, you feel called. Like, I'm supposed to be doing something. I'm supposed to be spreading my light in some way in the world. But maybe you're not really clear on how. Maybe you're like, I don't really know what to do. Or maybe you're like me, one of those multifaceted, multi-talented beings. And you're just like, okay, so in what way am I supposed to share my light? Do I use this gift or that one or this or that? Am I supposed to use my light in my career? Am I supposed to use it in my family? Am I supposed to use it just for myself? Sometimes the light is just meant for you, to heal you, man. Don't mean you always got to be out in the world, because by working on self, that's a ripple effect in itself. You heal you, certain aspects of yourself, you go out into the world, people experience that healed aspect of you, and it inspires a continuation of healing. So I want to talk to you guys before I get to a guided visualization and your pick a power reading. That's probably, I might want to add right here that I've been sweating buckets. You guys' pals have been set up for like 2 days now, and whenever I come by this table, if your guides are not on me, like, we ready? We ready? So I know that this session today is very important for those that see it. So I'm putting my all into it. I got cute for y'all today too, I got up this morning, my kids are with their dad. I said, I'm gonna get cute for them, us light workers, sometimes we're so busy working our light or going through some dark night of the soul that we forget, who we are. And we forget to express that on the outer. We're so busy dealing with emotions and other people's emotions, So today I said, let me be a little cute, a little bit, a little bit. I don't really do all the foundation and stuff. I put a little eyeliner on, a little lip liner. That's getting cute for me. And I never go anywhere without my earrings. If y'all see me without earrings on, I'm having an off day. You can automatically say, yo, Amina, something off. She don't got on her earrings and no bracelets. Something's off. Okay. That's when you need to check in on me. I am not okay. All right. But anyway, let's start off with, what is a light worker? I know a lot of people toss that word around, and that's a little bit of the annoying thing with social media, that trends tend to take the place of truth and calling. So something's trending, somebody's might feel drawn to it rather than it really being their true calling to go in that direction. So, for those that aren't aware of what a light worker is, a light worker is simply somebody who is meant to use their experiences that they have accumulated knowledge and wisdom from, their healing experiences. They're meant to take aspects of these things and use them in the world in some way to share their light, to open up minds and reconnect people to spirit. So, you might feel called in some way. Maybe you're somebody who's constantly in having talks with people about ancestors, or you're finding yourself constantly um, giving advice to people about a certain topic um, because you've had a lot of experience in it. So, Source is going to keep sending people your way that can use the stuff that you've been going through. So, I will tell you this, being a light worker is not an easy ride. Like, people would think, oh, I'm a light worker and I work for Source and the ancestors, and so everything comes to me easy and I have no emotional issues. Like, let go and let God, and that's all I need. No. Light workers need light workers, which is why I started this channel, because I felt like it would be a good place for light workers to come together and hopefully eventually come together in person um, to vibe, exchange experiences, get guidance on some of the things you've been going through already, as well as some healing techniques that you can use to ground yourself, shift out of mindsets, let go of baggage that's not yours, cut cords with those that are draining your energy, vampires like you need to get rid of. I'm here to be the Lightworkers light worker. So I will tell you now, though, we get put through a lot of experiences that are rough because we are meant in some way to show others you can get through and to show them the way how to get through. We don't do the work for them. We do the work for ourselves. And in doing the work for ourselves, we're able to guide or advise others to do the work for themselves and show them how we did it. So it's not an easy ride. Not at all. You spend a lot of time having a lot of deep, dark experiences because you're forced to look at wounds you buried. You're forced to, and when I say forced, it's like situations will just keep piling up on you until you do this work. You're forced to see the wounds that you carry in others. And sometimes you carry other people's wounds. Could be your children's wounds, your parents' wounds. So a lot of times light workers are the ones in the family expected to heal all of the generational wounds and burdens and curses and stuff. I don't like to call them curses. More so wounds and baggage, stuff that your ancestors didn't complete, that it's your mission in this lifetime to do it. So I do say embrace the calling, but don't expect it to be an easy ride. If that's what you're thinking, I'm a light worker and therefore I'm just gonna constantly flow through life with no problems, no. But you will have the tools that others don't have to get through certain things in your life that would really tear someone else to pieces. But because of who you are and who you've been in many lifetimes, you're able to survive it, thrive off of it, alchemize it into something else, share it with the world. So, another question I get a lot: am I a chosen one? Well, let me tell you what a chosen one is. First off, a chosen one is not somebody that God, when they were born, came down and said, you are chosen to spread a light in the world and to heal the masses. No, that's not a chosen one. That's a movie version of a chosen one. A chosen one is a chosen one because they choose to answer the calling. So, for example, maybe somebody is feeling, I'm saying, well, for example, say you're feeling like this drive to do environmental work. Why? Because you traveled somewhere, you unexpectedly ended up somewhere where the environment was crying out to you. I've had this experience. That's why I'm using it as an example. And in that moment, you choose to do this work. I want to help the land because it looks ill or sick here, and I think that I want to put my energy towards healing this aspect of the earth. It could be water. Maybe it's a body of water you've come across, it's just not clean. And that inspires you. That is the calling, my light workers. That is the calling. When you are led to something that shifts you into wanting to put light towards it. But you are not a chosen one until you choose to act on that calling, until you choose to step into alignment with what is necessary for you to act on that calling. Then you are a chosen one because you chose to answer the call. I hope that made it clear for some people. Now, being a light worker, being a chosen one, does this mean you have spiritual gifts? Everybody has spiritual gifts. That's why the world is so chaotic, because most people are using them wrong because they don't even realize they have them. Like, I think some of the greatest manifestors are criminals because they put their mindset towards doing something negative, something dark, but they see it benefiting themselves, and that's all they focus on is the benefit they're going to get from doing this crime. When you put your mindset to something, you manifest it. An opportunity will arrive for them to be able to do this crime. And that's not to say this is a good thing. I don't want anybody out there saying, oh, she's saying criminals are light workers. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that one of your spiritual gifts is the gift of manifesting. All you have to do is shift your mindset. All you have to do, it's not that easy in this world. But I found that people with negative desires manifest faster than us with positive desires. Why? Because we tend to not believe the good can happen. But believing that something bad can occur, oh, that's easy. Yeah, it's possible that that negative thing can happen. But me getting what I desire, inshallah, maybe, by the grace of God, I pray, I hope. And when you say that, it's like I'm praying because I don't really trust. So I don't trust in my own gift, God-given gifts. So I have to get a little bit of boost of confidence here. Everybody has spiritual gifts. Not everybody has tapped in. And those that are connected to them and aren't aware are not using them for positive things, most likely. There are some, though, that tap in unaware that they're tapping in. But I'm going to tell you, most people realize, don't let no billionaires fool you into thinking, one day I became rich. No, these people had the mindset, I'm a billionaire. I'm a millionaire. I'm wealthy. I'm rich. I'm prosperous. So there's no other way they're going to attract anything other than that. But that's easy to do when you already come from that. Most of us light workers, we come from nothing and we have to find our way. Now, that's not to say that you come from nothing, but there are light workers who are born into wealth or born into opportunity. And they get it really hard because now it's like, what you going to do with it? If you already got this opportunity and this wealth and this ability to get the techniques you need, reach out the people you need to be reaching, and you're not doing it on the level that you can, those people tend to go through a lot of emotional turmoil. They got that money, but those are the ones that'll say, money doesn't buy you happiness. So, do you have spiritual gifts? Yes, you do. Are you using them? You could be unaware. Should you get a mentor or take courses to help you to activate them more? I, of course, encourage that. I feel like learning and turning your knowledge into wisdom is an ongoing process. And anybody who is leading, guiding, teaching, mentoring, and they're not still learning anything, don't go to those people. When you go to a teacher, ask them who their teachers are. Ask them if they're studying anything currently. You know, those are the things you need to find out about, because anyone who has stopped their learning feeling like I'm a light worker, I am a chosen one, I am a healer. No, they're not going to be able to offer you but so much. Okay? So, with all of that said, let's get to this guided visualization. Now, this visualization is meant to activate your third eye, your crown chakra, and your heart chakra. You can choose to do the breath work and listen to the channeled message, because I don't know what I'm going to be saying, but I'm going to breathe with you guys and let your guides feed me whatever you need to hear during that process. But the video I'm going to use will be of me dancing freely in my light. And you can also choose to do that. The movements I'll be doing are going to be very simple and slow so that it can easily be followed. And each movement will be repeated a certain amount of times, either 4 to 8 times, so that you can catch it and follow it. Okay? So those are the 2 ways you can use that little healing session that's coming up next. And then after that is your pick a power reading. I know everybody be waiting for that. But anyway, I'm sending y'all so much light and love as y'all continue through this session. I'll be back. Welcome to this guided visualization. Really meant to get you to get into alignment with your calling as a light worker. So what I want you to do, as I play the sound bowls and the chimes and the nature shells, I want you to visualize yourself living your purpose, doing what you feel called to do, whatever that is. And just let the sounds open you up. So I'm using, and as I explain this, I'm going to sage. I'm using a crystal sound bowl to activate the crown chakra, a crystal sound bowl to activate the third eye, and a crystal sound bowl that you can't see on camera to activate the heart chakra. I have chimes here to connect you to the element of wind, air, of connecting to shifting your mindset. And I've incorporated drumming and these shells here to connect you to the earth so that you can ground. So let's start with some deep breaths in and out through our mouths. And as you breathe, sway. You can close your eyes and just sway to the beat. And breathe in through your mouth. Opening up that crown chakra, connecting to source energy, and breathe out. And breathe in, sending light and love to that third eye chakra located in the center of your forehead, right above the eyebrows, just a little. Send some energy there and exhale out. Clearing that chakra so it's open to receive messages. Breathe in. Connecting to that heart center. Sending green light there and breathe out. even place both hands on your heart center. See green light there. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Connecting to Mama Earth. And breathe out. Now breathe naturally, finding your own connection to the earth, your own connection to the elements. You can breathe in and out through your mouth or through your nose. Just breathe. Whatever environment makes you feel peaceful, makes you feel calm, visualize yourself in that environment. Start to visualize yourself doing exactly what you feel called to do. What is your passion? What is your heart's calling? What is your heart's desire? What can you not exist in this lifetime without doing? That's your calling. Some of you may have many callings. In this time, I want you to breathe and connect to the one that completely puts you in a state of joy, pleasure. The one that opens up your heart center. That makes you feel connected to source energy. Focus on the one that intuitively you're called to. That is your higher self guiding you towards your highest purpose. Breathe. Remember through this process to breathe. Deep breaths. Starting from the top of your head, just feel as if there is a cleansing, washing over the crown, the third eye, your throat, your heart, down to your torso, into your solar plexus, down beneath the belly button, into your sacral, into your pelvis, the root, down to the bottoms of your feet, earth star chakra, all the way up 12 inches above your head, your soul star chakra. Just feel like a water cleansing. Washing away self-doubt, washing away worry, washing away shame, clearing away your obstacles, to let magic in. Breathe. Breathe in your purpose, your magic. In the flesh. And what you want, you manifest. Your magic. Magic exists in you. What you believe, you'll receive. Breathe in, deep breath in through your mouth. And breathe out. Again, breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And out. One more time, breathe in. And out. Slowly start to return to the space you're in. Slowly opening your eyes. Another deep breath in. Hold it. And breathe out. Let's take one deep breath in together. And out. See y'all in the pick of power. Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that breath work or visualization or movement, whatever you chose to use that, I don't even know what to call that STEAM session for. I hope it really helped you. All right, I'm burning a little incense now just to shift the energy and clear my space. When I do guided visualizations, the energy is totally different from the guides that may want to come through to give the messages that we're here for today. So I'm just going to clear the space. Do something. Shift this energy. Let's take some deep breaths in through the mouth and out through the mouth. Hope this citrine beads I have in here don't alter the sound too much. Let's go. Yes, they did. Stop right there, guys. Take these out. This is from a bracelet of mine that broke recently, but I love these crystals so much. All right, where can I put them so they don't become a mess? Put them over here with my dragon. I said so they don't become a mess, and look what they're doing. I'm going to let them go where they want to go. Oh, over there with the Buddha. All right, that's cool. Come on now. We're not going to be rolling all over the table. Okay, so there must be prosperity and joy coming in because citrine, and it just went rolling across. It's coming in fast too, y'all. Be ready, okay? I'm just hearing that. Like, y'all best get ready. You better get ready, get some rest. What's coming in? Ooh. All right. Let's take a deep breath in through our mouths. Relaxing your face muscles and exhale. Take another deep breath in. Inhaling light, loving energy. Visualize it as a color just coming into your body, and exhale. Releasing anything that doesn't match the vibration of the energy you are welcoming in. Take another deep breath in. Connecting to the earth. Connecting to the sky. Connecting to all. Exhale. And feel safe and protected and covered in this connection. Breathe in one more time. Knowing that you're about to receive the answers that you need today to move forward. Exhale. Letting go of any doubt, any worry, any fears, any guilt, any shame, any stress, any baggage that isn't your own. Let it go. And now we are ready. I'm so excited for this session. Let me get myself, because y'all know me, I get giddy. Like, I just feel like there's some goodies in these pals, and I don't know what's in the pals. I never do, because I'm here like you guys. I choose a pal too subconsciously. But let's introduce the pals and the crystals that were chosen. Yo, I have no idea what the messages are going to be from these crystals until we get into the read. But each pal is represented by a Rumi Oracle card for you to choose from. So this is the card for pal 1. And this is the crystal for pal 1. It is a red jasper pyramid with copper wiring. If you feel drawn to these, then your answers are in pal 1. Pal 2 is this Rumi card and this stone. I can't tell you what the stone is, but the crystal on top is pink quartz. So if you feel drawn to the stone that forced its way into the session, at pink quartz or that card, this is your pal. Pal 3 has this card and this cherry blossom agate star. So if you feel drawn to either of these, then your answers are in pal 3. Lastly, pal 4, you have this card and this pineapple quartz crystal point. So if you're drawn to either of these, then your answers are in pile 4. Lightworkers, I'm telling you, choose one pile. However, I will say your guides are saying if you have this was my second choice, you can do that. But have your primary pile because it's going to have everything you need to hear in that pile. Your second choice may have some other messages for you, but your main one is the one that will answer the questions as you need them. Okay? If you need to pause for a minute to look at everything again, do so now, but I will be right back with pile 1. Hey, pile 1. You were drawn to this Rumi card, which will be read last. And you were drawn to the red jasper pyramid with this copper coil in it for like infinity and going within. High energy in this pile. I really feel like as far as a light worker, you may be feeling at this time like you need to be taking action. That's all I'm feeling for this pile. It's like a feeling of calling, being called to things. And I'm almost stuttering because I feel like there's so many things you want to do, or yeah, it's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do first. I don't know. And I see a lot of energy behind you right now that's going to be directing you towards the people and the places that are going to be most helpful for you in stepping fully into alignment with your purpose. All right. But I do hear a little note to try to get rest when you can, that when the ball starts rolling for you, your work is going to expand and you have to be energetically ready for it, okay? You don't want to be worn out. So right now I'm hearing find times to rest, and during the times when you're resting or dreaming and things like that, you're going to get direction and guidance and epiphanies so that you'll know where to direct your energy so that it doesn't become scattered energy or suppressed energy that just explodes, you know? So let's get some questions answered. My first question, and why does it? Okay, it is correct. I was about to say, how come it doesn't look written correctly in my book? All right. So the first question I asked is, what kind of light worker are you? These cards can wait. So I'm going to use the tarot first. You have the Ace of Swords. I already could tell you. 9 of Swords. The High Priestess. Knight of Pentacles. And the 10 of Wands. You also have, what I think I'm going to do is for each question, I'm going to lay them out. You're pile 1. Pile 1, you know you're my guinea pigs always. So I think I'm going to lay out for each question and then move the cards when the question is answered, so it doesn't become busy and confusing. So you have Exploration. Lightning. Very powerful group, you guys. You guys are very powerful. And Reflection. All right, let me get a minute. So the kind of light worker I'm seeing for you is you're a truth teller. You come through to dispel lies and fakes and things that are not real, and to help where there may be confusion, you know, where someone needs clarity. With this Ace of Swords here, you are like, you come to cut through the BS. So your energy could be a lot for some people who like to live ignorantly, you know. As they say, ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. And sometimes you come to dispel whatever they're trying to use as their truth, and you bring clarity. And sometimes it can make people either overwhelmed by your energy or thankful for it. Now, in with your work, you have to be a little careful because you tend to take on people's energy. And when you do that, you start to confuse your energy with theirs. When that happens, you can find yourself stressed and worried and unable to sleep because you're worried about someone else, or somebody else's energy has got you feeling a certain way now. You do have a lot of high intuition. This pal here, listen to your intuition. I think the things you say are going to be guided intuitively anyway. So you're being like, this is the center of it all, is your inner knowing. You're being guided to really listen to the messages you get. Watch the moon's phases, they're very important for you. And also find a guide, a mentor. Well, you're here. I guess I could be a guide, but someone that you do more personal one-on-ones with. I see that helping you as well, get clarity and get clear on your direction. You're also meant to show people, some of you are meant to show people patience, how through being patient but focused on something, it will eventually come in. Okay. But you have to be careful too that you don't become impatient and rush stuff along. I do see you being someone who like intuitively is guided in the directions that you need to go in to gain the prosperity that is your birthright. However, this lifetime is going to be teaching you patience, um, how to cultivate something to grow at its best, not just grow just something so you have something. That's like the person that goes and takes the little job that don't really pay them that much because they couldn't wait for the big one that said, we'll let you know in a month. So they end up with something really small that doesn't last, when if they had patience, they could have something really big that lasts a lifetime. Somebody needed to hear that. Ten of Wands here lets me know that um, as a light worker, you really, this group here, you really have to protect your energy. You really have to clear your energy, stay connected to your guides, animal spirit guides, especially. I am feeling you may have a connection to bears, horses, or wolves. Um, and I'm just hearing like you might take on a lot of people's burdens and responsibilities and make them your own. So you have to be very careful with that. Okay. Um, with exploration, there's so much more you're meant to do and learn. Some of you here may have not even started like taking any workshops or studying any spiritual gifts to tap in. They're saying the kind of light worker you are, you're meant to explore many different facets of how you can share your light in the world. However, you're also meant to travel, many of you. So some of you are meant to be retreat leaders, travel agents. Um, some of you may just be explorers or historians, or it's just something about getting out into the world that is very important for you as a light worker. And with lightning, it lets me know that you cause quick shifts. Like people that encounter you with the Ace of Swords already felt that. You are someone that when people encounter your energy, it's immediately felt the change or the shift or whatever you're meant to bring into their vibration. And with lightning, it can be seen as destructive, but it can also be seen as a way shower. So you may be a light worker that shows people how to tear down aspects of their life, like a tower that is rickety and wasn't strong in foundation anyway, so that they can have a clear path through, or so that they can begin to rebuild. And with reflection, I do feel you're also meant to be someone that shows people how to see themselves in their experiences and not be so quick to blame others. So you're also, which is that truth sword again, you're also a light worker that not only are you going to be reflecting a lot on yourself and your experiences, but you also um, show people. themselves and others. Interesting. Mm, mm. Very powerful group here. All right, so let's see. The next question I asked was, how is your light meant to touch the world? I almost want to leave those. You know, I should. Just gonna leave those at the top. After I said I wasn't gonna do that, right? I told y'all, part one, you're my guinea pigs. I never know how I'm gonna do the layout until I do group one. So how is your light meant to touch the world? Wow, I use a lot of cards to get that answer. Why did I do that? Okay, well, following spirit. All right, how is my power one's light meant to touch the world? Inner life. Your inner life is a garden to be cultivated. Enjoy new beginnings, celebrate, socialize, change. Tune in and connect. Nonverbal communication, intuition, and messages. Clear your mind. Be present, focus, embrace. And back to basics. Simplify, reduce, and center. Wow, you guys have a variety of ways your light is meant to be used in this world. But one of the main things I feel is a constant is rebuilding. You are meant to show people that even after going through terrible times or difficult energies, that you can still cultivate something and rebuild. With enjoy new beginnings, I just know that you help people to start again. You help to bring people out of that winter where they're kind of hibernating, pulling their energy back, trying to do healing work, and your light helps them to restart. Maybe you're that one that gets them out the house, that gets them up and going. Maybe you're the one helping them heal through the process. But whatever the case may be, you do assist with change and transformation people are going through in order to release a past and move into a new energy. You also are meant to use your intuition. So either some of you are meant to teach others to reconnect to ancestors, to connect to source, is what I'm really hearing. Some of you here may be speakers of the word of God, and you're meant to remind people to tune in to the epiphanies and the messages that God sends directly in through your intuition, your inner knowing. That includes clearing the mind. Remember, I said clarity, bringing clarity, being present in the now, not worrying about the future, and not being held back by the past. You are able to make things clear and assist people with finding a clear way forward to rebuild, to begin again, to get back to basics, to simplify their lives, to realize they don't need a whole bunch of extra stuff. They just need to be present in the now and stay connected and tuned in to source. Now, with inner life, your inner life is a garden to be cultivated. I feel some of you may also do work with those that are aging. And I wanted to actually read you the message in the book for that card. Okay, I'm about to say, or maybe not, because the book was acting like it didn't want to come out. Okay. So it says, the more we tune into our inner light or spirit self, the more we live our outer life through it. The more transparent we become, the more our inner life is reflected back to us through the intimate connections we enjoy with others and our surroundings. Without a healthy and solid sense of a self communing within spirit self, there is only ever smoke and mirrors without. To relate to others from this facade or false self is to forge false connections that create distance rather than closeness. Deep and lasting relationships become possible once we have established such a relationship with ourselves. So many of you are also meant to show people how your journey inward, your journey home to your spirit self, provided you a great foundation for new beginnings, for clearing your mind. What else do we have here that wants to be shared? So this card is suggesting you bring loving light, acceptance, and value to the shadow parts of yourself. That could also be where you shed a light, showing people that the aspects of their shadow that were useful or are useful, that got them to where they are now. Regardless of how threatening any shadow of ours may currently feel or may have once seemed, no shadow ever is, has been, or can be anything more or less than the goodness that got lost, overburdened, or injured along the way. Wow. So you do help people deal with their shadows. This is a good time for you show people when it's time, to sit down with their shadows and do some work. All right. To look at them with compassion. So it says the future crone supports you in whatever form the journey of coming home to yourself takes and requires for you. Until this inner process is complete, true intimacy with another is unlikely and ultimately unsustainable, for it first needs to be established within. And the crone's message: tend to your garden first. The shadows you illuminate will reveal all the good that they had mistakenly buried with fourfold radiance, strength, and blessings. I feel like that is a message to you before you begin doing your work in the world. And that is also what you are going to be teaching or sharing or inspiring in others. Wowzers. So, last but not least, you guys. Oh no, this ain't even the last question. Sorry. Next question. It was just so much that I was like, I thought I was done. All right. What spiritual, so my English, gifts should you be studying now? Now, some of these you may be studying, some of them you may have never heard of, some of them you may have studied. And yeah, this is just suggestions according to your energy and your vibration at this time. So you have precognition. You're being called to explore the prediction of future events, no matter if it's a few seconds or years into the future. Now, I should put that right under the High Priestess. Intuition. Manifestation coach. You're being called to explore sharing your knowledge of manifestation to help remove blocks and make dreams come true. And spiritual writer. Wow. You're being called to explore sharing knowledge, insight, and wisdom through written words to bring clarity and healing. I should have made this my pal part 2. I chose a pal already, my main pal, but this should have been my second choice. I don't know. It's not really fair now that I already looked at the cards to say, I choose you. But hey. All right, guys. So last but not least, advice from Rumi. The guidance you need right now. I'm using a card from the Lightworkers Oracle as well. It says, unplug from mass consciousness. You need to get off social media, my pal ones, for a while. You need to pull yourself out of social media land and go within. Everything here has been reminding you to go within. Look within. So it's time for you to go within, be still, really learn yourself, complete healing processes as necessary. Look for a mentor or teacher. Get yourself a personal reading, whatever. But now's the time for you to focus on you and replenish your energy. And yeah, they're saying unplug now. Pull your energy back. 7 is on the card. I would say 7 days off of social media should do the trick. And your advice from Rumi says, passion of the wild red mother.
Don't ask the conscious ones about the wine. Behold the glowing effect of it in the eyes of drunks. Here is your invitation to lay aside despair, to put aside doubt in the capacity of the human heart, even your frustration and impatience. It is time to quit whipping yourself and others, no matter how noble the intention behind the whip may be, and start dancing instead. Here is your big cosmic yes. Wow. It's time for you to get, figuratively speaking, drunk off of life's experiences. Instead of asking and trying to figure it out, from other people and little things, and being impatient and beating up yourself and beating up on others. And it's like, just start the dance, start to have the experiences that you feel called to. And you're getting a yes. So if you've been thinking about traveling, this is your yes, okay? If you've been thinking about starting a school again, this is your yes. If you've been thinking about getting yourself a personal intuitive guide, this is your yes. All right? That's what I got for you, my pal ones. I hope that this resonated. Oh, shoot. My ones. Everything is, all your cards that I put to the side tried to fall. So I guess this was a lot for you. You'll probably have to watch this again. But I do hope this entire Lightworkers session, which usually my channel messages for Lightworkers is just the message, but today I felt moved to give some extra healing, and I hope that it was received. If it was, give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, remember to subscribe. And all of you Lightworkers, share the link to the channel. There's probably others out there trying to find us that just need you to share the link or show them the way. Read the description. Always tells you about what's going on, how to book personal readings, and how to go on my retreat, Bonessa, to Guinea, West Africa. I'm sending you so much light and love on your journey, Lightworker. Peace, blessings, and all of the light and love that comes from being a part of this family of light. Until our next time, coming together. Bye. Hey, Pal 2. Welcome to your reading. You were drawn to this Rumi card. I don't know why I said others. Okay, this is read last. This is your advice. And you were also drawn to these two items here. The first thing I'm going to tell you, you've had many, I can't say many a million times, lifetimes, as a light worker in some way. And I feel like in some lifetimes you used it for good, and some lifetimes you were using it either to help those in the dark, so meaning you spent a lot of time with people that were looked down upon, or maybe you were one of those people. But this is a piece of the Colosseum from Rome, Italy, a place I visited once. I was booked to perform there. However, when I got to the Colosseum, I wasn't performing at the Colosseum, but I was performing in Rome. When I went to see the Colosseum, it was not the experience I thought it was going to be. First off, it felt like a horror movie, like seeing a scary place and realizing, oh, this ain't a movie, it really exists. Like, I was like in awe and scared at the same time. And then when I got up close to it, my ancestors were like, this place here, not good energy, to the point where I couldn't walk close to it. I walked around it, but way on the outskirts, while my little sister, who was also on the gig with me, she walked a little closer, and I asked her to please give me a piece. So she grabbed me this. With this pink quartz here, your heart is so big, so full. But I do feel with this past lifetime here, there may be a lot of fears around light work and doing your work or expressing yourself as a light worker. Ooh, excuse me. Maybe there have been, there's times where you've been persecuted for that, or even in this lifetime, where people have made you feel a certain way about how you project your light into the world or your gifts. All right, so let's get into this. I'm interested. I'm intrigued. What kind of light worker are you? Is the first question. Oops. Starting with Tarot, Seven of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Princess of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. Okay, you also have intimacy. I knew it! I'm sorry. I was thinking something when I paused, and then I said, but I don't see the evidence here. And then boom, this was my confirmation. All right. Divine consciousness. Oh my God. Truth. Okay, I gotta take a deep breath in. Pile 2, you are very powerful as well. I said the same thing for Pile 1, but Jesus Christ. Yeah, Jesus, I'm calling on you. Divine consciousness is pretty much that, like Christ consciousness in a way, but even higher to the divine. My God. This Pile, you have strong energy fields, like your vibe. When you come around, you can shift the energy in a room. You can raise the vibration in a room. You can talk to somebody and change their whole mindset in day. You guys are very energetically powerful. Like those people who don't even have to do or say anything, just be. And that vibration causes like a ripple effect. Wow. All right, what kind of light worker are you besides just going around shedding your light? With the Seven of Pentacles here, you do cultivate. I feel like you're meant to do group work and work that has to do with healing the heart. I feel like you're meant to work with people who have had very big disappointments based off of choices they made. With the Two of Swords here, and it initially was reversed, lets me know that you're the kind of light worker who assists people in making the choices that are difficult, but they already know what's best for them or what they need to do. You're that light worker that brings clarity in. You're the light worker that teaches patience for what you really want. And doing the inner work, the heart healing. I keep hearing heart center. Well, maybe that's because you got pink quartz that attracts in love and heart energy, feelings of healing the heart. With the Nine of Pentacles here and the Princess of Cups, I feel like you're meant to nurture. You're meant to share loving words that uplift people, that help them to heal from pain in the heart, where they've been heartbroken, disappointed by life. That just breaks their heart. I'm just hearing heart weary. People who love big, but have been wounded so many times, they're starting to not want to make choices or make any moves because they feel like no matter what choice they make, the end result is being hurt again. And you're meant to show them that that is not true. That through working together as a group, uplifting each other, doing healing work with each other, you can transform quicker. I'm pointing at the butterflies. You can go through a quicker transformation. Look, all these birds. It's just like as a group, you're meant to kind of lead a group and show them that by coming together, that makes them even stronger. You are very, 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 very much a moon goddess or god energy. You have the moon, 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 and they both look like the new moon. So it's giving me either you may be Muslim, you may have spent a lifetime as a Muslim, or you're someone who really, really studies the moon and knows how to act with its phases, especially the new moon, which brings in new beginnings. So I do think you assist people with letting go of the past and stepping into a new beginning where they can trust they won't be hurt again. With the Nine of Pentacles here and the Knight of Swords, I do feel what you say is very, very, very important. It assists people also with speaking their mind. Um, and you also assist people in releasing toxic communicators. I feel like people that are drawn to you have been verbally abused a lot, criticized, put down, unrecognized, unacknowledged, unappreciated. And you show them how to release these people, how to express themselves in a healthy way, and find contentment in themselves. Yeah. Healing themselves alone, finding love amongst a group of like minded individuals, and then being ready and open to receive anything on a love level. And that's why I said this was my confirmation, because I kept seeing heart healing in my mind, but I didn't see any cups except for the Princess of Cups. Here's intimacy. Many of you may find you're meant to be a beacon of light when it comes to a healthy relationship. And to be that kind of a light worker, I have to tell you, you're going to go through, or you have gone through, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of toxic relationships in order for you to have found the one to cultivate. Through those lessons, you also learn how to manifest and bring into fruition what it is you want, what's good for you. With intimacy here, you're going to find you're calling in a lot of people who have blocks there and may not even realize it, or struggling to find the one, or struggling to maintain the romance in their relationship, because they're still healing from heartache prior to. Wow. So some of you may feel called to do counseling, or couples counseling, or retreats where it's like intimacy being revived or refreshed. I'm sorry, I'm seeing messages come through my phone, and it looks like it's people thanking me for sending them information about my retreat. I hope it's people saying I'm going. That would be the greatest. Um but let's keep it moving. And I'm hearing that for this pal. I think you're going to get a lot of gratitude. You come from not being appreciated, I'm hearing. And I think when you are fully in your alignment with your role as a light worker, you're going to get so much gratitude and appreciation from people that it's going to shock you and maybe, hopefully, not overwhelm you. Because with this divine consciousness, you are a light worker that is just meant to help all. With this rainbow here, yeah, you're gonna go through a lot of storms, my dear. My God. But look at the blessing. Look at the gift. The divine is tapping into you because you stayed connected through all of the dark times. You never lost faith. You might have felt a little like it was getting diminished. Your hope was starting to fade, but you always held on and kept going. The rainbow is coming in for you. Yeah, the good times are here. And you're meant to show everyone that by connecting and tapping into source, as well as getting connected to a divine soul partner, is the ultimate healing. Is that Nine of Pentacles, that satisfaction, that comfort, and with the truth. Now, Power One was a truth teller, like cut through the BS, blah blah blah. Yeah, but Power Two, when I get truth for you, you're a light worker that, with truth, it's inspired through you. Taking off mask, being your true self, not caring what anybody has to say or think about what you do and how you do it. That is what you inspire as well. You give others that are drawn to you like a pass to just be them, to just stand in their truth, to remove any mask that they were using to shield who they really are, and to just be them. What a beautiful blessing and gift you are in the lives of those that are drawn to you, especially with this divine consciousness. You're going to find you may end up being a light worker on a global level. And you will remind people of the power of tapping into source directly and how we are children of God. Oh my God, this power, you got me sweating again. Whoo, whoo, whoo. The work you have ahead of you. And remember, you chose this. All right, so let me see. How is your light meant to touch the world? So you have trusting tricksters. The trickster's only power is your trust. You are always free to withdraw it. Okay. You have go with the flow. Let go, rest, manifest. Why are all the cards making my light dim? What the heck? Focus on children, pregnancy, birth, and adoption. Teach and share. Instill, instruct, and educate. And enjoy music, instruments, sound, and tone. All right, so I'm going to reveal something to you guys. I chose this pal. If you're here with me in pal 2, write it in the comments. Pal 2. All right. Not that I'm biased towards any pal, because you always have my other choices. And personally, I feel like every pal on this channel has a message for us, because we're all a part of this collective. If we're drawn here, there's just some pals more so than others. But you, my light worker, are definitely meant to work in a group. You're meant to help people in masses, in groups. You may feel sometimes called to do one-on-one work, but I feel your calling is going to bring you to working with large numbers of people. So let's go through this. How is your light meant to touch the world? Well, first off, I feel like you're going to show people where they're doing too much, where they need to just relax, do the things that they enjoy, that make them happy, and watch things manifest. And I think this is something you had to learn. Maybe you are an overachiever like me. Maybe you're someone who feels like if you're not doing something actively, you're not doing something. But if you haven't learned this yet, you will. And it's also what you're meant to show others, teach others. By letting go and letting God, you're actually manifesting faster, because now you're allowing source to bring into your life exactly what you need to get to what you want, rather than you using force and then feeling like you made wrong choices. All right. Many of you are meant to help children. You're meant to use your light either working with parents or young folk. Wow. Some of you may even find that you help bring life into the world through women being a doula, a birth doula. Some of you may help foster care, or some of you may be inspired to adopt. With teach and share, instill, instruct, educate, that's pretty straight up. You are meant to teach and share based off of your experiences, based off of the things you learn from others. And I see you eventually being looked at like an elder, of like a very wise person. at a young age. With enjoy music, you're meant to learn some kind of instrument. It doesn't necessarily mean it's an instrument you master, but there's an instrument you may be called to, or a certain sound, like maybe the sound of nature is music to your ears, or the sound of the ocean. But there's something with sound healing that you're also meant to bring into the world. Your music, it could be through your voice. Your voice could be music. If you listen to people who do angelic singing, where they're not really forming words of a specific language, but words of light, or sounds that invoke light energy. Yeah, because the focus is on tone as well. So if you haven't, start tapping into music and instruments that are healing to you, and realize that you're meant in some way to bring this to others. Interesting that I did a sound healing session before this. Wow. So maybe some of you may be inspired to want to learn some instruments to also use for healing. But yeah, you are really meant to teach based off of your experiences in this world. Wow. I do see you attracting young folk, really, really loving your energy just naturally off back when you meet younger children. I would say ages 25 and younger. If you're under the age of 25, then this doesn't apply to you. But these people are they naturally gravitate towards you. They look up to you. You may find that a lot of young people look up to you that you didn't realize, or watching you that you inspire. Um, wow. Some of you may end up getting pregnant, and that may be how your light touches the world through a child that you give birth to. But overall, you really show people how to let go. I do see also retreat groups here, but a lot of group work, whatever it is, like classes, workshops, travel in groups. That's what I keep hearing. It's like groups for you. Um, so with trusting tricksters, the trickster's only power is your trust. You're always free to withdraw it. It's like you're meant to show people where they're being bamboozled. That sometimes you have to go through this because you have to learn something, but you show people that somebody who has broken your heart, someone who has done you dirty, friend or lover, you do not have to let them stay connected to you energetically. I feel like you also bring your light into the world by showing people how to cord cut, how to release toxic energy, how to pull their energy back, to be aware that you're always free to withdraw your energy from something, someplace, or someone that is no longer serving a positive, you know, positive effect in your life. No longer giving a positive effect, not serving, but you get it, okay? All right. So let's see what spiritual gifts you should be studying now. And it could be a gift you already tapped into, one you never heard of, meaning you got some research to do, or, whatever. So let's see what your guides are saying. Automatic writing. You're being called to explore automatic writing to tap into the deep wisdom of the universe for healing and growth on the soul's journey. It's interesting. I used to do this when I was young. When I was first becoming an intuitive guide and reading people, I would do the cards and I would write their readings. And it would look like a book when I was done, because I would just let spirit work through me. I haven't done this in decades. So this is a nice reminder. Coaching. I just said counseling people. You're being called to explore transformational mentorship to bring clarity, insight, and healing for growth and transformation. So you might want to get into a course where you can get certified for coaching, either matters of the heart, relationship coaching, or just life coaching or spiritual coaching. I got mine in master coaching, master life coaching, meaning there were courses in spiritual coaching, love, life, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I passed all of those so that I could have a master certification. But that's not necessary for you guys. What you feel called to, that's what you need to get certified in. But just know that you are being called to look into coaching that brings transformation. So you might even be called to be a doula coach, okay? A birth doula or death doula. And lastly, wow. Past lives, when I was just talking about past lives to open this group, you're being called to explore past lives to discover how the past is affecting current emotions, situations, and behaviors so one can gain a greater understanding. So you might want to get a past lifetime read or take my intuitive guide course. It does teach you about tapping into your past lifetimes as well as your Akashic records. Could be something you're also interested in. So yeah, these are things that you have gifts within to do that now they're saying it's time for you to activate these gifts. All right. And last but not least, let's get some advice from Rumi and from the Lightworkers Oracle. And you have wisdom of the divine feminine. And I want to read you this. You got 9, 9, a lot of transformation completion for you here. My pal twos. So let's see. So your message says divine feminine wisdom empowers you to grow into your vision, your dreams, and the fulfillment of your life purpose. Perhaps you envision a very different life for yourself to what you are experiencing now. This wisdom reminds you that you can experience even the most extraordinary dreams as reality if you are willing to grow into what you desire, to become what you seek. I'm sorry, if you are willing to grow into what you desire to become what you seek. Surrender any plans about how you can best manifest your dreams and instead allow life to guide and nourish you through your experiences each day. The universe supports your divine destiny and is helping you become all you are meant to be, which you just got told. Letting go, going with the flow, letting go and letting God is how you're meant to show other people how to flow. But they're also reminding you, you need to do the same thing. Okay? So, oh, and I'm seeing here, this is standing out, so I want to read it. When things are difficult or you are feeling doubt, when you feel the need to do something that scares you and challenges you at the depths of your being, you are experiencing growing pains. They will pass and you will benefit from the growth. However, you need to know that whilst this difficulty is in your life, the divine is very much with you, encouraging you, believing in you so much that it will deliver a tough lesson. You can handle it for however long it needs to continue, and that won't be forever. This oracle also brings you a message about how much the divine feminine loves you and wants to help you grow with the least struggle and the most peace. If you don't listen to her, instead choosing to believe in fear, you may be terrified of your growing pains. You won't be sure that they'll ever end. And you deserve so much better than that. I don't want you to turn to repeat patterns, um, and fall into addictions or emotional pains. So the divine feminine speaks to you now and promises that if you are willing to show up to your life each day and trust in the circumstances before you, she will guide you into the most beautiful divine destiny. It is safe to trust her. She wants for you only the best and most beautiful life journey. And the divine feminine is an energy, okay, guys? In case you're going, who is she? All right? It's an energy, a goddess energy. Your heart beats in perfect rhythm with the heart of love at the center of your universe. Trust your heart and trust life. All is progressing beautifully as you are guided ever deeper into your divine fulfillment. So that was some advice for you guys. I feel like maybe there was some worry. If you are on the right path, if you're in alignment, if the things that you want to bring into fruition are manifesting, or and this was confirmation for you that if you're going through a difficult time right now, know that it will end, and it's preparing you to level up. Okay? And your final advice from Rumi: passion for purpose. Love, like life, flows through your heart, through the heart. Interesting. A lot with love and the heart. So I was correct. I love when I'm correct, and I have to recognize when I am. So if I'm annoying, I'm sorry. Your heart is questing for deeper meaning. It desires certainty as to your sacred tasks for this lifetime. That's why you're here, trying to figure out, what am I supposed to be doing? All right. I call to you now, the you that is beyond your mind, the you that is your heart. To that you, I ask, what stirs the passion of your nature? Do that, be that. And y'all, when I say I needed to hear that right now in this very moment, I felt my energy shift. And I hope it helped you as well, give you some clarity. Wow, what an amazing reading for an amazing group. I'm so like happy now. Anyway, I hope this resonated for you guys. This was your reading. This was your ending to your session today. I hope you enjoyed it all. And if you did, ignore my can of soda over here. Give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my group here, my channel, please remember to subscribe. And Lightworkers, share the channel. There are others out there who are trying to find us. Share. All right. And read the description and tell you how to book a personal reading, how to find me on my other platforms, as well as join me on my journey to Guinea, West Africa, Bonessa, which means peace. I hope to meet you all there. I'd love to vibe with all of you. Sending you light and love on your journey. Peace, blessings, and all the love that comes from being a part of this family of light. Until our next session, love y'all. Bye. Okay, Pal 3, and I forgot to move Pal 2's crystals. My bad. Let's try that again. Hey, Pal 3, welcome to your session. You were drawn to the Cherry Blossom Agate Star and this Rumi card, which I will be reading last. Okay. I do feel you may be someone who helps bring peace to conflicts, like helps negativity be released, or people sitting in toxic situations to let go of negative energy and to grow. Because this crystal is really good when you need a positive outlook. So maybe you're someone who's meant to help people shift out of negative thinking into positive. I keep hearing affirmations. So you may be a writer, you may be someone who does spoken word or gets people to affirm something positive. Sorry about that. Over and over again. Could be someone who writes songs or sings. Could just be a life coach. Doesn't have to be what you are. I'm just giving like examples. But this is great for manifesting wish fulfillment. So I do feel like you may sometimes be looked at as somebody who can help people make their wishes come true. Like people who maybe have gone through conflicts where they feel down and out and like they can't manifest what they want, and you kind of can show them um how to bring their wishes into fruition, how to get into alignment with the energy of manifesting them and release negative thinking. So let's see. What kind of light worker are you? So we have the Hierophant. You're literally meant to be a spiritual leader in some way. We have Strength. Ace of Pentacles. The Moon. You do help people a lot emotionally as well, with feelings of lack. And Two of Pentacles. All right, I do see you as a light worker that's meant to help people deal with emotions that disconnect them from spirit. Maybe you go to church or a mosque, or you go someplace to a place of worship, an interfaith community. Maybe you are starting your own. Whatever the case may be, you're a light worker that is big on spirituality and spirit and connecting to the spirit realm. And it does take a lot of strength and faith and courage, but I do feel you go into the dark. You're meant to work with people who maybe can only see the dark, can only see negative, who have had a lot of experiences with lack and not having and suppressing emotions or letting emotions come out in tumultuous ways. Whatever the case may be, you're meant to take those who probably have no connection to spirituality, no connection to their gifts, and assist them in finding what they really value, letting go of things that are beneath them now that they've outgrown and that are bringing an imbalance. This could be people who are making their karma bad karma, and you kind of are meant to show them the light that if they continue on this path, they're gonna suffer for it. All right. Dag, I did everybody else's. Flip these over. I forgot about these. You got the tree of life and source. Wow, literally. And I say that connection here. And retreat. Well, there you go. They straight up telling you. So this is another pal. I feel like everybody, so for everyone has got some kind of sign that they could host retreats in some way. But you, I feel, are more so supposed to be a part of a retreat. Maybe as a light worker, attending retreats, somehow meeting people, talking to them is an influence. Maybe you're meant to work like, or for a workshop on a retreat. But there's something about that with you. Also, when you pull your energy back from the masses, your work is best at that time. When you're like wrapped up in social media and all the other stuff going on in the world, it can throw you off and disconnect you from source energy. Primarily, you are meant to remind people of their connection to God. All right. One of the pals had like divine consciousness. That's like God literally tapping in and just gifting them with gifts, with guidance, with love and light. But with the you, I just feel like a total embodiment and connection to source. I'm getting more of a religious connection almost as well. With the tree of life, I do see expansion that there's something about you with uh roots, having your roots established in a positive foundation. So I kind of do see you being a light worker who shows people where they are connected to or in an environment that is not inducive for them to grow and get them to reconnect to the earth and the planet. I'm getting a lot of that with nature. Doing a lot of stuff in nature will be beneficial to you as well as a light worker. So let's see how your light is meant to touch the world. So you have renewal. Regeneration begins with decay. That literally speaks of that, what I was just saying. Helping people get through their dark times, their negative times. So, in order for people to be reborn, to be renewed, the old has to die out, has to rot and fall away. I feel like you kind of show people where they need to let go of the old. You kind of help are meant to help people through the decaying, through the releasing, through the letting go. You know, some people might be helping with the rebirth. I feel like you're helping with that step right before. All right, where they need to see the aspects of themselves that are sitting in negative mindsets and energies and vibrations and shift it and let it decay and rot. Let the old die so that the new can come in. You also have begin writing now. So this is my group where your writing is meant to touch the world in some way. What you write. Earth magic. I said you needed to be out in nature. Nature, rituals, and charms. This is your confirmation. All right. Doing ceremonies and rituals in nature will be very beneficial to you. And some of you may want to take a course I took, Leaders of Sacred Ceremonies, that I got certified in, because I do see that for this pile too, like being able to do ceremonies and rituals that access the energies of source as it exists in earth, in nature. You may also be someone who creates things like these crystal things I'm wearing, charms and talisman, or being out in nature is just healing for you. Open to love, relationships, passion, and fulfillment. So I also feel like there is an aspect of you shedding your light in the dark for those who just have shut out love, who feel like they're not lovable, who feel unloved, who feel forgotten by society, who just want a fresh new opportunity in life, to cultivate more healthier relationships, and to feel, empowered and strong enough to go after the things they're passionate about. And I think by you doing that for yourself, you instill this in others. And go after your goals. Persist, encourage, advance. Literally telling you how you touch the world. That's how your light's meant to touch the world. To inspire people to be fearless, to go after their goals, to let go of negative thoughts and mindsets based off of experiences they've gone through, and to reconnect to the earth, to allow aspects of themselves to rot and go into the earth, to be alchemized into something more beautiful and beneficial to self and others. Um, you're meant to inspire people to open to love again that have shut down. And I feel that writing is one of the main ways you do this. So you might influence people through a book you've written, or just doing rituals, or events where people can feel renewed, or offer your services in doing that. But I really, for some reason, I don't see what like a set thing. I see you being able to use your gifts as they're needed, if that makes sense, or as you feel called. All right, so let's see what spiritual gifts you should be studying at this time. They may be gifts you already have. It could be gifts that you've never heard of. In that case, you got to Google. But here we go. You have cartomancy. You're being called to explore messages in a deck of cards, discover the guidance, messages, and future in the cards. And this is a regular deck of playing cards, which I actually teach you how to read in my intuitive guide course. So if you're interested, you should check that out. Psychic surgery. I've never heard of this. You're being called to explore psychic surgery to help remove energy blockages that can manifest into dis-ease and disorder in one's body. Sort of like Reiki. I think it's kind of Reiki. So it may just be another term for it. And acupuncturist, something I've been scared to actually go do, but I heard it's very beneficial. You're being called to explore stimulating acupuncture points to encourage healing, to restore balance and energy flow. So these are some things that you might have been interested in, you might not have been, but your guides is saying would be very beneficial to you as a light worker to learn. All right. Lastly, let's get you your advice. This pile was pretty straight to the point. Get your advice from Rumi and a card from the Lightworkers Oracle. Power of the Divine Masculine. Interesting, because one of the piles got the Divine Feminine. So with the power of the Divine Masculine, I can tell you, your advice at this time may be to take action, but inspired action, not just going out there and doing anything without having some kind of spiritual calling towards it. Because sometimes divine masculine energy itself can be seen as aggressive, but when it's in its divine form, it's actually very productive. So your message from the book says, an empowering energy seeks expression from within. It wishes to free you from confusion, paralysis, and stagnancy. It seeks to stir you into consciously chosen action, greater discipline and focus. It's time to end the frustration of repeating old patterns. This is y'all advice. You are ready to break through into a new way of life. Feel inspired, be energized, and focus on your dreams and desires. Take steps to manifest them on the physical plane. Believe your success is inevitable. The divine masculine in you knows when to accept and when to say no to a belief, fear, habit, person, or situation. This energy exists within all men and women. It rallies the spirit and responds in times when you may feel drained, taken advantage of, or overwhelmed by too many choices and demands. It cuts through the confusion and comes with choice and priority setting. It refuses to be distracted and keeps you from being dissuaded from your life purpose. The divine masculine is growing within you now. It is the spiritual light that reveals the truth without filters or veils. Let this energy clear distractions, demands, and drama from your life. Let it help you discern what is best for you and give you the courage to act on it. Let it help you sort out what is true from what is illusion. Let it help you dedicate your time and energy to what has most meaning for you. It will empower you to claim success in what matters most to you. And it also helps you to overcome procrastination. And your advice from Rumi, Al-Uzza, star of Venus. I am not a handful of worthless dust. I am not just an empty shell. I am a regal pearl formed in this world. Even a small blessing of light is more powerful than the fears of multitudes. There is no need to fight fear with fear, hate with hate, or anger with anger. You do not have to convince anyone of anything. Connect with the love within your heart. Rest there and become wise. Wow, that was blunt and straight to the point. I hope that this resonated for you, this entire session for my light workers. If it did, give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, remember to subscribe. And all you light workers need to share this channel so that other light workers out there that may be trying to find us can do so. Read the description. It tells you about other ways we can vibe, as well as how you can book a personal reading, get in one of my workshops, or travel with me to Guinea, West Africa on Bonessa retreat this year, well, the end of this year for the new year going into 2026. Hope to meet you. Sending you so much light and love on your journey. Peace, blessings, and all the source energy that comes from being a part of this family of light. Until next time, love you. Bye. Hey, Pal 4. Welcome to your session. Pal 4. It's been several hours since I started this session to where I'm finally getting to your pal. I do feel before I even do anything, I know you've had to be patient for something. I just feel like there's something you've had to wait for because it was either you were perfecting yourself, like being perfected by the universe, healing, learning what you need to learn, whatever it may be, or whatever is coming in for you needed to be perfected and be prepared, like in alignment with you, with your energy, whatever the case may be. There's something you've been patiently waiting for that I feel like is going to come in soon. But I do feel like it's not going to be when you expect it, but when it comes in, you're going to be like, oh shit. Amina said this was going to come in. I wasn't going to be expecting it, but I've been wanting it and now it's here. So that's just a heads up. If you've been getting impatient or antsy about something you've been wanting to change in your life, know that the change is coming in sooner than you think. Yeah. And I feel like it's going to be sweet. You were drawn to this pineapple quartz crystal. Now, I personally think that pineapple quartz crystals are man-made to get this like a little yellowish hue. I don't know. I could be wrong. I should have did some research on the crystal before jumping in this, but just off of the energy of it, I just feel like there's some. All right, well, anyway, you were drawn to this card. This is last. That's why I'm not even getting to it yet. This is your advice from Rumi, so that's last. But this crystal here just makes me feel like like it's time for some sweetness, some joy, some expansion in your life. I feel like right now, with this point, it's like I feel like you've grown and now you're like seeking something. I almost feel like it's like you're waiting for something, you're not 100% sure what it is. So maybe it's a job, a place to move, a relationship. It's just something you're like waiting for to shift in your life to become fun. I just feel like this pal needs fun, needs to have some sweetness, maybe even some romance, or just doing something recreational. Like just having a good time is what I'm hearing for this pal. There's a need to do things that you'll enjoy. I feel like this pal may spend a lot of time very serious. Um, Maybe you spend a lot of time trying to manifest, and that could be what's getting in the way. Sometimes there's something I call hyper manifesting, and it's not a good thing. It's like you're constantly trying to manifest something when manifestation shouldn't be a forced thing. It shouldn't be something you have to feel like you're trying to do. It should be something that you just shift energetically into. Like, I want this and I'm going to get into the matching vibration for this. Not I'm going to do everything I can to make it happen. There's a difference on waiting for the perfect job to present itself, and when that opportunity shows up, going for it, following your intuition, following your passion. And then there's something of trying to make the job of your dreams come towards you. Like, how you could try to force a manifestation is maybe um putting your application in a whole bunch of different places. So now your energy is all over the place and just praying one of these are gonna pop off. And it's like you're forcing something you want to manifest. But if you're not in alignment with any of those 50, 100 jobs you submitted to, it still won't manifest. Now, if you just hone in on, oh wow, look at this opportunity that was presented to me, or I found, or I came across, I feel called to it, and you put your energy there, you'll see faster results than if you scatter it all over the place trying to make the results come in quicker. I hope that made sense. Somebody needed to hear that chose this power. Maybe I needed to hear it. Who knows? But whatever. Oh, before I flip these, let me do a little quick energy clearing because I paused for a few hours because I had some personal readings to do for a few people, and I wanted to do those first. Actually, when I was getting up to this pile, one of my readings was scheduled, so I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to wait to come back to this. And then me and that sister, hey, Afua, I don't know if you chose this pile, but if you did, hey, I'm talking about you. So we ended up chatting for like 3 hours, and then I had to get ready for another session right after that. So yeah, I just want to clear the energy here for pile 4, reset the energy with some Palo Santo. And this pile here, I do feel protect your energy. Palo Santo is a great clear of any energy that is not wanted. It's like sage to an extent, but sometimes I feel it's I don't want to say that it works faster, but I just feel like I don't know, maybe just me. I feel more connected to it when I'm using it. I love sage too, but Palo Santo makes me quickly feel like, okay, Any energy I don't want here is gone. Sage, I always feel like maybe I need to be chanting or singing or saying something to call in the spirits. But anyway, I'm rambling, y'all. Let's get into it, okay? So the first thing I asked is, what kind of light worker are you? Okay, these can wait. So let's check out. We have Tarot first. You have the Lovers. The Tower. The Nine of Cups. It was reversed. I'm showing all cards upright, and I keep in mind if they come up reversed. Three of Wands reversed. And King of Wands reversed. Some of you may be here from pile 2. Or if you felt drawn to pile 2 as well, you should check it out. I do see some similarities in your path. So let's see what else we got. Freedom. Angel assistance. Transformation. Yeah. Okay. So I do feel there's similarities to pile 2 with this pile, but I also feel like your mission may be a little bit different. So the first thing I'm feeling for you is that you are a light worker that is meant to help people to manifest what is truly meant for them to understand the difference between what they desire, what they believe will fulfill them, and really hone in on what actually will fulfill them. Being willing to let go of anything that's not fulfilling and have no problem restarting, rebuilding. But I see a sideline where you also are meant to help people. I feel like this pile is the motivators. A lot of the other information for some of the other piles was more being an inspiration or being a guide or a teacher. This pile is giving me motivator. Where people might feel like they can't go over there, get their goals or reach their dreams, and they're starting to lose that drive or that ambition or the confidence. I do feel that you may be someone who steps in when that happens. Now, anything you are called to serve in with your light means you went through it. So I do feel that this pal has had a lot of situations with twin flames, perhaps, for some of you, and dealing with that search for your counterpart. You've also dealt with tower moments where you tried to build relationships on foundations that you knew weren't sturdy and had to start all over. You've had situations where you thought you had your wish fulfillment only to find out it was not. Wanting to give up on goals, not seeing them come in quick enough, feeling lack of confidence. Maybe I'm not good enough. That's why it's not coming in. Now, I do feel like you freed yourself. You've gone through some transformation, and I do feel that that's also what you're meant to help others do, to balance that masculine and feminine energy in them, knowing when to aggressively go after something and knowing when to be nurturing and calm and have grace. um you know but I do see you constantly having revived yourself. And that's something I feel you're meant to do as a light worker. You're the kind of light worker that uh, assists people with transformation. I feel like you may be an earth angel to an extent, and you yourself get a lot of angelic assistance in your life. It could come through the form of ancestors that are like your guardian angels, but it can also come through the form of just archangels or angelic assistance, period. Um, yeah, so changes and transformations and things you're going through, you've had a lot of guardian angel, angelic like assistance. And I do feel you are meant to be that in certain people's lives, like an angel. you might feel like you're often saving people, like when they're hitting rock bottom. And you could be there too at rock bottom, but you have this ability to give even when you may not seem like you have much to give. There's just something about you. And you also have this rainbow. One of the other pals had a rainbow too. It also, that rainbows in readings for me signify you having gone through a tumultuous, stormy like cycle, maybe more than once, only to now finally be coming out of this storm. I do feel you've done a lot of work at freeing yourself up from toxic situations. I'm getting for this pal. You might have made a lot of either been in work environments that were no good or in relationships that were very toxic. But these things might have disguised themselves as being what you wished for. And it took a lot, or it's taking a lot, if you're still in the healing process, to really understand that what it is that you truly need rather than what you want, and learning the difference. What is healthy for me? What is serving me in a positive way as opposed to what is draining me, what is not? Where am I giving and serving and helping someone else and I'm not getting that balance back? And at the same time, you've also had to rise up above bouts with self-confidence lacking, being afraid to go after the things that you are feeling called to. And some of you maybe being impatient, feeling like giving up, like not seeing the changes or your boat, as they say, your ship coming in. But it's like you're getting assurance now with this reading. It is coming in. Or maybe you've reached a point now where you're realizing, like, I see, I see the wheels turning. But yeah, you're the type of light worker who goes through many transformations. They can't keep you down. You have to protect your energy. Sometimes wearing talisman, maybe certain colors also will assist you with that, and meditation and prayer work. Um, but yeah, I think it took you, one of your biggest lessons you went through as a light worker was learning what was really your wish fulfillment, what could really fulfill you, and not settling for things that might be temporary fixes, but really going after what it is that will fulfill you. And that is the kind of light worker you are, one that um, I feel like has no problem letting things die and being reborn. And I'm not going to say like it's an easy process. I'm just saying it's one that you're able to do smoothly. Okay. And that's the type of light worker you are. All right. So, my power force. How is your light meant to touch this world? Besides that, I mean, you got a lot of detail just in that. Well, let's get some specifics. So you have responding, not reacting. The only control we have is in how we respond to the hand we are dealt. And that's what I feel like you're going to show the world. Maybe people think that your life is really easy. Maybe you make things look easy. That's interesting. I wrote a poem recently called When You Make It Look Easy. And it's about kind of going through the storms of life without people realizing that you didn't have no umbrella, and you was in the midst of floods and almost drowned a couple of times, and almost got hit by lightning a few times and got shaken up by the thunder. But what people see is like you seemingly being able to still, blossom through it all and grow. And that's because you've kind of been learning how to respond to things better and not just reacting, like letting whatever first emotion rises to the surface. I think that's a shift you made, and that's something that you will be able to motivate people. I don't really see this being something people are aware they're being influenced by you with. I don't see it as something that it's like you'll be teaching. It just feels like a way that your light hits the world is by you being able to to show how you can play whatever hand you're dealt. It's not the hand, it's how you play it. And I think that's what you will show people. And I think you're going to be one of those pals that has a story, like a huge success story that comes from like a rags to riches story. And you might be feeling like, oh, I'm at an age now where I don't see my dreams coming in. I hear that for some of you, and they're coming in. Okay, they're coming in. You'll be surprised. I keep hearing like surprised how they come in with this pal. It's gonna be like a surprise. So I keep hearing. Um. Okay, so this thing keep it moving. All right. So how else are you meant to? Is your light meant to touch the world? Pal 4. So you have respect your physical body, detox, rejuvenate, relax. Find your voice. Express yourself, open up, sing out. Another pal had music and it was kind of similar. I don't know if you hear from that pal. Here's your double confirmation. Shine brightly, stand out, be proud, individuality. You guys' mission is on another level because it requires you. It requires you to do a lot of self-work before it can manifest. I'm seeing like you have to get your confidence together, your self-esteem. A lot of root chakra and solar plexus chakra work, even sacral for this pal. There's a lot of chakra healing work that needs to be done before you are in alignment with your calling. Interact and relate, community, family, and traditions. So your light is meant to touch the world in so many ways. One, some of you are either you do yoga, you might teach it. Some of you here offer holistic nutrition. Maybe you're vegan, a nutritionist. Some of you offer massage or ways to relax and rejuvenate your energy. So with respect to your physical body, I do feel like many of you are meant to touch the world either in a way that you show how you care for your physique, and maybe that'll inspire others, but I'm getting motivator. So I feel like many of you may find yourselves being speakers to people who want to detox or people who want to learn how to revive themselves, like that phoenix you saw, rejuvenate their energy. So some of you here may feel called to use aerobics, fitness, yoga, dance, nutrition, even retreats. Maybe I'm hearing a lot with ceremony though, and leading ceremonies and rituals as well. Um, with find your voice, this pal here, I'm also getting you might struggle with speaking your truth. And like the rest of this is like double confirmation of that, whether you realize it or not. Because with find your voice, express yourself, open up, sing out. Some of you here are meant to sing. Some of you here are meant to do spoken word. Some of you are here just you're meant to talk, like share your story, speak it out. But overall, I'm feeling like your voice and what you have to say is very important, and a way that your light is meant to be in this world. And that doesn't necessarily, you see, he's singing, just singing out to the world, to nature. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to find your voice and be in front of an audience. It could just mean that by expressing yourself and opening up, that is how you're meant to touch this world. Not everybody's work has to involve people. Maybe you find your voice in and you're singing, or you talk to plants, or you sing to the animals, or you bring comfort when it comes to people, maybe to the elderly, or just to the earth, to the land. You bring peaceful vibrations to the planet. Shine brightly and interact and relate lets me know that you are meant to be seen. And there could be some issues with that before you're in full alignment. You might have to really work on not being afraid of who you truly are and expressing that. Because I do feel this, pal, when you are in full alignment with who you truly are, you stand out. There's no way people don't notice you. You just shine. No matter how much you're trying to dim and not be seen. And it's time to be proud of the stuff that makes you an individual and stand out and original. And I think when you are doing this, it'll motivate others who've been suppressing aspects of themselves to finally allow their light to shine. This power may find that you intimidate those who can see your light and that haven't tapped into their own. Some of you may experience that. I feel like you might get aggression from masculine energies that are like hell-bent achievers, and they might see your light as a threat. Don't dim your light, okay? Because it feels like that's something you've done a lot to make others feel comfortable. And they're saying, no, find your voice, express yourself, open up, shine brightly, stand out, be proud, and then interact and relate. With community, family, and traditions, many of you may find that you are meant to shine your light in the world by reconnecting people to traditions of maybe based in your ancestry, um, primarily, or in your family. You're meant to pass down certain traditions and stuff. But I do see this pal here having like a soul family or community. There's another group that was destined to work with groups. I think that's pal 2 as well. Yeah. Y'all might want to check out PAL 2 if you didn't already. But I do feel like you are meant to shine your light in a specific community. Okay, well, the difference with PAL 2 is I just felt like they were meant to like have an international reach, be working with groups. This one I feel like you kind of either will become a part of a community that exists that's going to feel like your soul family, um or you're meant to do your work within your own community, either where you live or a community like a group that you're connected to, like LGBTQ community, maybe African Americans, maybe just women, maybe just men, you know, there's like you're gonna have like your specific community that you interact with and can relate to because you guys will have similar journeys or similarities. And I do feel like there will be traditions that you guys also have in common and share, and a part of your purpose is to motivate people to hold on to these traditions, to pass them down, to keep them going. So that's for some of you. These are the ways that your light is meant to touch the world. And this pal here, I feel like predominantly you are really meant to show people it's okay to be true to who you are and to go after the things that you desire and to be patient and have faith that they're coming in. Okay? Yeah. All right, so then I can move on. So what spiritual gifts should you be studying right now? Now, mind you, some of these gifts you might already have tapped into, or you might have never heard of. And if that's the case, then you need to Google. But you have Spirit Board. You're being called to explore working with a talking board to communicate with the spirits that have crossed over to the other side. This is interesting because this was something that I was a skeptic about. And I talk to spirit. But well, y'all know obviously I talk to spirits. However, I've seen people use this spirit board thing. I've seen somebody, there's a guy, he has a YouTube channel where he goes to cemeteries. If he watches this, my channel, I doubt it, but whatever. He goes to the cemetery and goes to like people that are known that might have been murdered or are known in history, to try to get a message from them. And sometimes he can hear voices saying things, sometimes you don't. I've watched some of them where sometimes I'm like, okay, I hear something, and then sometimes I'm like, am I just wanting to hear something? But it's interesting that this comes up here. So I guess it is. Maybe this is my confirmation. Like, girl, it's real. It's real. Cut it out. So yeah, this might be something you want to look into. Maybe I'll look into it. I'm curious now. Okay. You also have plant medicine. You're being called to explore plant medicine to bring healing to the body through its therapeutic properties. And that to me goes hand in hand with that way that you could bring light into this world through paying attention to the physical. To let me bring that out so you remember. Respecting your physical body. So many of you may also with detox here also be called to learn about herbs and how to create healing medicines. Oh, excuse me, did I burp into the doggone mic? I've done that before. I'm so sorry. Blame it on this that I should not be drinking a Fanta soda. I should not be drinking that. I only drink them when I'm in Africa, and lately I've been drinking them because my daughter drinks them. But sheesh, I'm looking at the calories and the level of sugar. Anyway, this is like reminding me maybe I'll be somebody you need to be helping get their nutritions together, their physical. I've been working on it. I ain't gonna lie, I've been working on my physical, so I'm joking. All right. And you got dream interpretation. I've been asked to do this before, and I would always tell people, like, Google. It's interesting now that's coming up in this reading. You're being called to interpret dreams to find deeper meanings to bring clarity and guidance. So you might want to get books on dream interpretation so you can start to learn what certain signs mean in dreams, or start to learn how to use cards, tarot cards, to decipher dreams. But these are the three spiritual gifts at this time that are available for you to tap into, and you'll be encouraged to do so by your spiritual team or your spirit team. So last but not least, what spiritual gifts should you be just said that. This crystal here has me feeling like giddy. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the energy of something coming in soon, but whatever. Get it together. I mean, it might just be getting late, and I've done a lot of readings before getting to this pile, so I'm getting all over the place. My energy. But let's get you your advice from Rumi, and you also have a card from the Lightworkers Oracle. Eternal Now. Wow, this is a deep card here. So I'm gonna read you the message. Okay. Within you is great strength and courage. However, just because you can manage to keep going when you are drained or stressed, it doesn't mean you have to do so. You're encouraged by your higher guidance to request assistance in letting go of tension within your mind and body. A lot with the body. This group, I do feel like y'all might be doing a lot of work with people where you motivate them to stay in shape or to nurture their bodies and take care of their physicals in some way. It could even be, you might even help people to feel more confident in their skin. Maybe you help them with uh, their appearance, styling them. I'm feeling some of you here may be into fashion. This card is giving me that energy. I don't know. All right, but it says you will gain energy through this release and perhaps even see things in a new and more optimistic light. So I'm sorry, and I should have just read that all together instead of stopping and adding my 2 cents. So that's from you're being encouraged by your higher guidance to request assistance in letting go of tension within your mind and body. You'll gain energy through this release and perhaps even see things in a new and more optimistic light. Shifting into a more present, relaxed, and enjoyable state of being will help you overcome the past and successfully create your future. So I do feel this is a card for people who have been stuck in the pain of the past. Things that you've gone through. Um, Maybe you're feeling like they are also slowly becoming your future. Um, And this card is to remind you that if you pull your energy too far out of the present moment, you lose the power you have to create what your heart desires for your future. Okay, it says right here, creation doesn't happen in the past or in the future. It happens in the here and the now by the choices you make in each moment. Even now, in reading this message, you are choosing to be present to bring your energy into the eternal now, stimulating the law of attraction into action. As you relax in this moment, trusting that the past is over and the future shall be truly wonderful, you can more easily energize your dreams, visions, and heartfelt desires. Because the universe believes that you are deserving of a spiritual gift. To accept the gift in whatever form it takes, you will need to be present to have enough stillness of mind to recognize it. Okay? Your gift might be a piece of guidance, an inner knowing that changes your outlook permanently. It might help you truly know in your heart that your divine destiny is already unfolding and your spiritual success is inevitable. It's not a question of if, only a matter of when. Okay, I love that. Your gift might be an amazing opportunity that comes out of the blue. It could be a meeting that will prove significant to your unfolding life path. It could be a new relationship or new connection with a community, and y'all just got community. So that could be it for you as well. It might be a life-changing teaching, a deeply healing dream, or an actual object. Spirit is unlimited in its willingness and ability to give to you. You need only to be open to receive, and you do so by bringing yourself back to the present moment. Meditation will be very helpful for this group here, I'm hearing as well, to bring you back into the present and get you centered and grounded in it. To stop the chatter. I feel like you're an overthinker as well. Stop the mind chatter. Relax, trust, okay? So the final words here are, if you have been worrying about the past or the future, this oracle comes with guidance to let it be. All is working out just as it's meant to, even the things you don't quite understand or find hard to accept. In time, you will know the perfection of all that is happening in your life. You'll feel so lucky, blessed, grateful, and truly loved. For now, however, it is enough to just be here and breathe. And give yourself permission to be free from past pain and future worry. Through meditation is how I see you really being able to do that. And your last message of advice comes from Rumi, and it says, she offers sacred wine, so drink. Pour that precious wine over the frozen cries of skeptics until their words become warm and their nays become yays. You are being offered a gift, and they just told you a gift that is beyond your current understanding. This is like reiterating that. Trust in what will happen. Trust that you will be cared for. That's all. That's it, and that's all. You need to screenshot this if you're watching this on your phone, because I think this is very important for this group here. That's what I got for you, my powerfuls. This is your reading. I hope you enjoyed this entire session for Lightworkers, and it got you more into alignment with your path. If it did, give me a thumbs up. If you're new here, remember, subscribe to this channel. Join this family of light so you can constantly be notified when there's new information or sessions for you here. And everybody, read the description. Share this channel as well. Sharing it gives other light workers who are trying to find us their ticket in. And the description lets you know how you could rock with me on my other platforms, my workshops, get a personal reading, as well as how you can join me on my retreat this year to Guinea, West Africa. Bringing in the new year in Africa. It's going to be life-changing. I hope I get to meet as many of you as possible on that trip. And on that note, I'm sending you so much light and love on your journey. Peace, blessings, and all the gifts that come from being a part of this family of light. Until next time, love you guys. Bye.